Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. Matt with Green Bar Trading. This is going to be not one of my favorite videos to make, but a video that I think is going to be so important for those traders that are learning to day trade. Not every trade is going to be a green trade. Not every day is going to be a profitable day. There's going to be setbacks in your trading, and today was definitely not my best effort. And, getting into it here in a second, I'm going to go over, and I wrote down, a couple of things, a couple of notes, to help me with what I did wrong. Even though, kind of when I was trading it, FOMO, hit me. And if you guys are not aware of FOMO yet, it is a real thing. Okay. So when you miss a couple of moves, and then when you miss a really good move because you're making your kids breakfast, it definitely affects your trading. Now, regardless of all that, was I on my game this morning? Absolutely not. I didn't usually will eat breakfast before I trade. I didn't eat anything. I didn't, grab a coffee like I usually do. The kids are over here. There was a lot going on. When you're trading, you want to be 1000% dialed in and focused. If your mental is not there, just don't trade. You don't have to trade because then you're going to end up taking an L like I did. But is it the end of the world? No. Does it, suck? Of course. Yeah, it's not the greatest thing. Losing $1,000 in 5 minutes or so. Now, I've had some really good trades. So this trade takes away some of those good trades, but still profitable. It's not like this is going to blow up an account. And I trade with heavier share size now. So while my winners are bigger, my losses are also bigger as well. These are the types of things that you just have to get used to. And this to me is totally fine. What I don't like is some of the mistakes that I made. And that's what we're going to get into. So just to start, I'm on the 5-minute chart. This is, or at least was, let's see if it still is, the leading gapper. It's still the leading gapper. The market looks a little slow, to be honest, this morning. But OP was up over 100% and showing some real signs of life. I mean, this thing was moving really, really nicely. And we have blue sky over 1209. The only thing is, and this is what I don't like that I did. Right here, you can see it made a huge move. It really, up over 300% only to go right back to where it was. Okay, that's not a good sign. Goes up again, comes back, goes up again, rejects, comes back. Another rejection. And, going into this, seeing these big rejections, basically right away, it's not a great sign. It's not the best sign. Now, I can see here, just by looking at this, that there is a trend line here that I'm sure some traders were noticing here after this big pullback. This gave you a pretty nice dollar move here in 4 minutes. Now, this is where learning technical analysis is super, super important. And, it's just that level 2 reading. There's a lot of things that go into it, experience being the name of the game. So while I'm experienced and I've been doing this a long time, you can see how you can still make mistakes if you are not on your game. So this is what I was looking at, and I'm going to get into this really in depth because it's important that you guys learn from my loss. If there's one thing that you guys can do for this video, especially hit the thumbs up. That goes without saying. Hit the thumbs up for the video. But learning from a mistake like this is pretty important, because if you can limit your mistakes, you're going to make mistakes. Everybody does. The best traders in the world still make mistakes. My accuracy is about 70%. So every 10 trades, I'll get 3 wrong. Well, I got 2 wrong right here. So I know from a probability from my metrics that, I got the bad trades out of the way. Now, am I going to go crazy tomorrow? Because obviously I'm done trading today, hitting max losses. There's no point in trading anymore. But tomorrow, will I try to get back this entire amount in one trade? Absolutely not. Would I love to? Yes. But experience has told me in the past not to swing for the fences, especially after a bad loss. So tomorrow when I come in, I'm going to focus on those little base hits. If I could get a nice little base hit, build up the confidence, that's what I'm going to be looking for tomorrow. So now, we were trading the top leading gapper. A lot of volume. Traders were watching this one. So at 7 a.m., I'm sitting here at the computer. I'm watching this thing move up all the way to 1082 from in the eights. It pulls back a full dollar a share right here in this 3-minute span. Now, this was a nice trade, and this could have been a really good entrance right here for the bounce off the 9 EMA. When you see some really, really good momentum, a lot of times the first pullback will be to the 9, and it'll at least give you a trade. So this down at 988, I didn't love that it broke 10, but a lot of momentum, this type of thing happens, and this got bought up really, really quickly. 982 for a huge move up to 1120s. 1120s. So this could have been a very good trade. Did I take it? No. Didn't take it because I didn't like that it broke 10. Once it rebid 10, that thing was totally in play. I missed it. Okay, here comes the FOMO. So I missed the first move. I missed the second trade. And now I'm starting to say, take your hands off of the controls right now. Do not get in at the top. And that's what I did. So I didn't buy anywhere over here. I waited it out. Now I'm noticing, hey, you know what? We have a trend line here. This is looking really good for an ABCD pattern. So you have A, B, C, and then the break of the pre-market high, which was right here. So this was a terrific trade that I missed. Okay? That is what really sparks FOMO. And it's just really, you got to train yourself. If you miss the trade, just miss the trade, and that's it. Do not go chasing. The one thing I have to say, though, is when this broke this descending trend line on very high volume, I thought that this one was about to break all-time highs here of 1209 and go to 1250, 13, and really get moving. I've seen it happen before. It didn't happen. That was the trade that I was playing for. I waited for the pullback. I got a little bit of a pullback, but I still got way too high of an entrance. And then I said, you know what? I want to see if this trend line holds. It didn't. I had to get out right after that. So then the next trade that I was looking at, a lot of times I don't like to go back after a big loss to the same stock, but the leading gapper, it had the volume was coming in, everything was looking good. Now, a lot of times the leading gapper will give you a bounce trade off of VWAP. It happens very, very often where price will come down to the VWAP, give you a nice bounce trade. That's exactly what I was looking for. I didn't care if it went back to $12. I was looking for a bounce off the VWAP, for just a 20-cent win, a 50-cent win, something, decent. Not even to break even for the day, just a nice bounce trade as it was selling off right here. Didn't happen, had to cut the trade. Okay, so sometimes what you think is going to happen doesn't. You cut the trade, and am I glad I did? Yes, because it went down $2 more a share after that. So you don't want to be holding onto your losers too long, which is what I did on the first one, but only because I got too high of an entrance. I did want to see if that trend line held. I didn't want to sell before the trend line broke because there was a chance that this trend line could have held up and we could have just kept going right into blue sky. And then you can be really looking at some nice gains. And that's what I was thinking was going to happen. Now, when we look at this, it's very obvious that I traded the backside of the move. I hate when traders trade the backside of the move, and I just did it myself. Absolutely cannot believe that I got suckered into trading the backside of the move. Just goes to show, even with experience, it can still happen. So FOMO got the best of me. I missed 1, 2, 3 nice trades, and then I got in way too high and started playing the backside of the move. Just not the best day trading by any means. Now, am I upset? Am I going to quit? No, absolutely not. This $1,000 will be made back. There is no doubt in my mind, but it won't be made back all in one trade. Just got to chip away at it. It is what it is. And then, one more thing I think I should say is if you're going to trade before 8:30 in the morning, like I like to trade, this gave a lot of great opportunities. The only problem is sometimes they don't hold up. You could get in early on some of these moves, but even then it's risky. Sometimes they don't do this. This was a very, very nice move. Very nice move. And I missed it. It happens. But if you miss the move, there's a good chance that from 8 to 9, this can start to roll over as new stocks pop up. You have to be aware of that. There's stocks popping up on scanners, and you don't want to be stuck in a trade while all the attention shifts to another stock. So, and as we're watching this, it does look like this trend line was probably a good entrance. Going up to 930. See what happens. It's getting rejected a little bit from this trend line here. This could be a trade going into the open for a break of 12 and then 13, but just not going to ever hold through this. So, guys, I hope that you guys learned something from my loss. These are the type of videos. A, they're difficult to make because you don't want to relive your loss. But I feel like for my subscribers, for people that are watching, I'm getting a lot of messages, learning so much from you, thank you, things like this. These are the type of videos that you really need to get into your mind that this is the type of stuff that can happen. Trading is very risky. You have to be able to manage your risk. I didn't do a great job at that today, but trading with bigger share size, it's just going to happen. Got to get used to bigger losses while we take bigger wins. But yeah, learn from these mistakes and do not fall victim to FOMO like I did, and be focused when you're trading. You have to be just dialed in 1000%. And that is what I also wasn't this morning. So hope you guys did learn something. Hit the thumbs up for the video. See you guys back on the next one. Take care, guys.